That's right, you are tuned into alternative independent media, and you won't hear these questions asked or answered anywhere else. Questions like, why did President Trump decide to stop giving the World Health Organization nearly $500 million U.S. taxpayer dollars annually?
One of the most dangerous and costly decisions from the WHO was its disastrous decision to oppose travel restrictions from China and other nations. They were very much opposed to what we did. Fortunately, I was not convinced and suspended travel from China, saving untold numbers of lives. Thousands and thousands of people would have died.
The answer, because the World Health Organization is led by an installed Chinese puppet that pushed a weaponized Chinese coronavirus narrative that continues to be paid for with thousands of real American lives, far more than those that died in 9/11, a fact completely disregarded by the treasonous cancer known as mainstream media. The Mockingbird media isn't going to warn Americans that we are already being invaded by gargantuan Asian hornets that could devastate our already dwindling honeybee population, hornets that were, quote, accidentally introduced to France from China in 2004 and have been spreading rapidly throughout Europe and other parts of the world ever since, end quote, bringing added pestilence and costing tens of millions in damage during a time when our food supply has been thrown into total chaos and our economy is in freefall. The controlled narrative won't happen to mention that Nancy Pelosi is actually calling for millions of dollars to benefit her 1% wealthy liberal base by lifting President Trump's 2017 cap on state and local tax deductions. Instead, during a national crisis and with the aid of the New York Times, Pelosi tells average, unsuspecting Americans that, quote, we could reverse that for 2018 and 2019 so that people could refile their taxes and receive more substantial rebates. They'd have more disposable income, which is the lifeblood of our economy, a consumer economy that we are. She doesn't happen to mention that more than half of the proceeds from fully repealing the SALT cap would go to the top 1% households making more than about $750,000 a year, according to Politico. Meanwhile, the liberal mouthpieces over at Good Morning America and the Democrats are pointing the finger at the Trump administration over the recent stimulus package, claiming that the CARES Act, quote, allowed taxpayers to use losses from certain businesses to reduce taxes owed on non-business income, such as profits from investments. To hell with the small business owners, the Democrats have to politicize everything to maintain their power. The Chinese narrative in your electric slime box won't even begin to explain why the homeless are exempt from wearing masks and are not being quarantined, free to contaminate our cities while we face arrest if we leave our homes. Meanwhile, those homeless are microchipped guinea pigs for the emerging technocracy, or that Democrats are aggressively pushing to give American taxpayer dollars to illegal immigrants, while small business owners and millions of their employees, the backbone of the American economy, lose their life's work, while healthcare workers can't even afford their own healthcare after Obamacare destroyed it, leaving the country completely vulnerable due to the Obama administration's aloof effort to contain the 2009 H1N1 outbreak, which from April 2009 to April 2010, the CDC estimated there were 60.8 million cases, 274,304 hospitalizations, and 12,469 deaths in the United States due to the 2009 H1N1 virus. Meanwhile, those that would bring you this information, these unwavering facts as they truly are led to the gallows by a globalist offensive that spent more time and resources focused on controlling these truths than containing a pandemic they suspiciously knew was right around the corner. John Bound reporting.